Okay, you guys, we're back. Now, how do we tackle putting our website together if we haven't used all of the pages within the website theme area? Again, what am I talking about? We'll just have a quick refresh in the design. If you have used a website theme, okay, and it comes with all the pages, but then you've also gone and built out other pages separately. So these are separate landing pages that you've gone and built. How on earth do we join them all up? So that's what this video is about. We're going to dive into the wonderful world of navigation because you're going to use this area a lot in your Kajabi site because this is the missing link literally to putting everything together. You will use it in your product themes that you create or your product areas, your courses, your membership areas. You're going to use it throughout your website. You're going to use it for landing pages, for funnels. You will use it everywhere, but you need to dive into navigation and start learning how this works. So let's do it together. So we're going to navigation. And what we're going to find here is a whole lot of different menus. And if I dive into custom menus, there's going to be a stack in here because, as I said, I use them everywhere. So I wanted to show you the home page, which is built separately on a landing page. I found that now. I'm going to dive in here and just to show you how this works. All right. So we go into our header because that's where normally our link, we can see our links and everything up here. Now, normally we've got our logo, and then we can see I have a drop-down menu here, a login, which I've hidden, and then I have some social icons. So if I click into the drop-down menu, it's going to come up with this. I've named it, and then we can see it has a menu option here, and I have a drop-down list. And here is that special little link that says edit your link clicks. So if we were to click on that, we're going to land in the navigation area, and this is where we go to build out our navigation. So currently I have one that's called the Viola and Wallace website because I created one specially for this. So let's just go and find it because there's a few different website themes. Okay, here, radio. So you can see that I have built this step by step, and all we do is we go and click on add a page. Click add. You have the option to, like, if it's a product, you can add it as a page or you can add it as a link. I like using links. I have my reasons for doing this, but my top tip for you is when you are working in any of a page that you're building, a website theme, even a product theme, and you know that you're going to need a menu, but you haven't quite worked out all of your pages yet, get started first by going and creating, even if it's just a dummy menu. All right. So if we do one together, you're going to click new. So new navigation menu. So what we're going to call this is test Viola and Wallace, just so that we all know we can find it easily enough. Okay, we're going to click save. So maybe I haven't decided yet what all of my pages are going to be, and that's fine. I know that I'm going to need to put a menu and a link list in here. I just haven't worked it out yet. So I could call this, I'm going to say, right, my new link is, I know I'm definitely going to have a homepage, right? So I'm just going to put my homepage in there. Now, normally what we would do when we are creating this with links is we would go and grab the path or the URL for that page and we would paste it in here. Well, what if you haven't created the pages yet? You're not going to have the URL. Well, maybe you know what you're actually going to call the page or how you're going to structure your URLs for your website pages. You might already have that mapped out and you know. So let's just say that we do know what we're doing. We might put a / and then we're going to go home, and then I'm just going to do something like this, V&W, okay, because I know that this is for the V&W. All right, V&W. Now, what this is going to do is anything that comes before the / is going to be my proper domain. So whether that's, Kajabi Design Academy, whether it's pen in your pocket, because I've got a few different ones which we use different sites for. The demo site is just Kajabi Design Academy. Okay, so maybe it's just for that. So that's what's going to come before the / I like doing it this way because sometimes in Kajabi, you might not even have your custom domain set up yet. And this gets around it by putting this just as a / and you leave your domain out. You can also change your domain later on, like say if you're using a subdomain and you want to go back to a custom domain, that kind of thing. It just saves a whole lot of hassle down the track, believe me. So start it with a / and then whatever you think you're going to then name all of your pages. All right, so let's just do that. And we're going to go, great, that's what's going to be our homepage. All right, so then we just keep moving along. We go, well, we know we're going to need an about page as well. So then you go and create your about page. We want to add a link. Helps if you click on the right thing. So we're going to call it about. And then we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to just swap out our URL and we're going to call it about. Now, what happens if you're really unsure about the URL and you haven't worked that out yet? Not a problem. Do something like this. And the reason we're doing this, I have a very good reason for doing it. It's going to save you a stack of time. So just put a /, okay? And that / literally just takes you to the home page. But for now, whilst you're building this out, it doesn't matter what you put in here. What matters is that when you get back to your page, you're able to then select the menu that you want. So if I do something like this, there we go. Okay. So once we have your selected menu in there, you then click save. All right. And then just to show you what that's going to look like, I can click on, well, we're going to have to go preview, and I can click out here, and then we can go to the drop down, and you can see these are the 3 pages that we just created. So essentially what we're doing is we're going through each of our pages that are going to be a part of our website theme, and we're going to add in our menu. So it's going to make it much easier though to get that menu in first, even though the menu itself might just have a whole lot of dodgy links, like you haven't actually set them up yet. It's fine, because let me tell you, it's much easier to go back into your navigation and find this navigation link list here and update all of the links in here than it is to go back into every single landing page that you've created and go, oh gosh, I have to add in my menu. Okay, so add the menu in first, and then you only ever have to go to one spot if you ever need to update those pages. It's also the other reason why I recommend not using a page, because again, you'd be surprised how often when you're creating pages that you duplicate a page and then you go, you know what, I don't like that page anymore, I'm going to update it. But you've now forgotten that you actually added the old page into your navigation list. And so now it's not going to work. However, when you update a page and create a new one, like you might be duplicating pages, like over in your landing pages over here, you might say, you know what, I'm going to duplicate it. And then I'm going to call the old one old and the new one, so on. What you would do is then you would go into the edit details area where the URL slug is, and you would type in here in front alt, okay? And then you take the existing slug that you have, and then you copy and paste that to the new page that you've just created. And that way, you never have to go in and update your menus and your link lists, because you're doing it manually, like you've already done it. You do this once. Every time you duplicate a page, you think, yeah, that one's old. And then you put the old one into draft mode. You type it as old. You grab the original slug, and then you go and add that to the new page, save them, and you are done. And you don't have to worry about it, okay? So that's the other reason we do it this way. Like it's kind of, it feels like you're starting backwards, but you're actually starting forwards. And believe me, it will save you a stack of time down the track. So hopefully you're getting the picture here of how we make this work. So the link list here, whatever the links that we put into our navigation, is where we're going to be taking people, because people often say, oh my gosh, but I've got all these pages in my website theme, you know, people are going to see them. No one can get to any page in your website unless you put a link to it. And that's what the navigation menus are for. You're creating the links. You are telling people when they click on one of these links exactly where they're going. Are they going to go to a page that's part of your website theme, or are they going to go to a separate landing page? And that is all done by design by you, by grabbing the URL slug and link and putting it in here as a link. So I'm hoping I'm making sense for this, but this is how it works. This is how you put your site together. Yes, it's building blocks. We're sort of adding things as we go. Let's get the old one back up so that we know we've got it in there. So I'm going to go website. Okay, and we're good. Alrighty. So key points to this, why I don't use the home page. One, because I can never get it out of the theme. If I love it that much and I ever want to duplicate it and use it for a sales page or use it for anything else, it's stuck. Can't do anything with it. Two is the header. I am stuck with the same header throughout the website theme. So I've got to be very careful around that. If I ever wanted to use a different type of header for any of my website pages, like my home page, it can't be part of the website theme, because whatever we see for the library page is what we're going to see for the home page. Whatever we see for the login page is what we see for the home page. So I think you're getting the picture here. There's a few reasons why we don't like using it. So if you're ever using any of my templates, and I do quite often will put in a home page into my website theme regardless, because some people just say to me, Penny, I'm not getting that fancy. I'm seriously only ever going to have like a couple of pages in my website theme. I'm perfectly fine to use the home page in there. It's going to save me time. I'm okay having the same header throughout. I'm never going to need to duplicate my home page. Awesome. Awesome. You will find that I give you the home page in here regardless. But I also put in a message just to say why I don't use it. So if any of you use my templates and you go, oh my God, what is she doing? There's this crazy message in the beginning. This is why. Okay, so hopefully this has made sense. You're understanding now why I recommend not using it. Either way, the choice is yours. It is in here regardless, and you can use it if you want, but at least now you know the pros and the cons of doing it both ways.